1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. Yeah, we're live. I'm live. I'm alive. Yeah, that was a pretty intense day today. I actually forgot that I scheduled this live stream for today. I thought it will happen tomorrow, and I had a visit to my vet with 2 cats and dogs, so the whole crew. But I managed to do everything at once. Yeah, and we can start today's journey together because we are going to tackle something that I received from you, plugin developers in general. So last week, to basically introduce to the whole idea, last week I announced that I'm going to do something pretty crazy-ish, which is reviewing the public GitHub repositories. Well, I can easily say GitHub because everything that I received is stored on GitHub. So public projects, public plugins for JetBrains IDEs, and check how good or bad the build Gradles, the Gradle build files actually are. So I expect that everyone that gathered today is somewhat related to JVM at least. So you know that we can use Maven or Gradle for building JVM applications. And for building plugins for JetBrains IDEs, we also have to rely on JVM, even though we get asked pretty often that, well, why I can do it in JavaScript. Well, it's just IDEs are written in Java and Kotlin, so that's basically the most obvious pick. And introducing any intermediate solutions, well, that doesn't work actually. So those plugins based on JVM are using Gradle build system to wire everything, to prepare your code project to be ready for the plugin development, basically. Yeah, sorry, I still have a pretty mess in my head right now. I don't know, got back 15 minutes ago only. So the idea is to collect a list of plugins that are open source, and we can basically check their sources. I got a really decent list of plugins. So we have there 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 repositories, and we're going to go through each of them if will fit in 1.5 hours, I believe. If that will take longer, that's fine. If that will take I don't know, possibly 2 or 3 hours, I will get back to you next week and we'll continue this series. Maybe someone will get hooked with this concept and I'll get more and more repositories to review. That's something I've been doing already because we are caring about plugin developers. We are providing them with naming IntelliJ Platform Gradle plugin. So this is a plugin for Gradle build system to wire everything, as mentioned before, and let you focus on writing the code. So the general assumption is to, through this Gradle plugin for Gradle build system, naming is really hard, is to make the whole setup as easy as possible. Well, however, I agree with Yuri Artamonov. We had a chat 2-3 hours ago about this case, that we are far behind our competitors and how they can create plugins. So yeah, you know what I mean. They have a single package.json file that they set up, but this is JavaScript. They just install dependencies and make proper imports in their JavaScript code. Well, that's not that easy. In our case, we have to wire all the tasks, all the dependencies, resolve something from the internet. Yeah, competitors' plugins do not have to download the whole IntelliJ platform artifact, which is, I don't know, half a gigabyte or 1 gigabyte or more. We have different products here, and this is a bit more complicated. So yeah, I'm working on this plugin for Gradle build system at JetBrains, and well, yeah, I know it's all bits, how it should work, how it doesn't work, and often we also try to improve this build flow, the whole workflow, or testing the plugin locally. So if you have any ideas how to make things easier, just let me know, and we will introduce proper fixes or new features in this plugin for Gradle build system. Today, as mentioned, we're going to go through this list of repositories from top to bottom. I'm going to fetch each repository to local environment, run it, and check its quality. And if there will be anything that I would like to commit, I will create probably a patch file and yeah, send it to the proper repository. Why patch file? Because I'm not going to fetch everything to my environment, and due to security reasons, I'm going to run in a virtual machine to keep everything safe. So yeah, if anyone from the security team is watching this stream, don't be afraid. Okay. Damn it. I was referring to something on the screen already. Yeah, sorry for that. But the only thing you missed is this list of 13 plugins. So yeah, I didn't present anything else yet, but yeah, it's all good. What concerns me right now is that I know someone already texted me on the chat, but I see nothing here. So Restream chat is not showing anything to me. How is that? That's pretty terrible news. Don't tell me I will have to watch every chat separately. Come on, profile. That's concerning. I wonder what's going on. That's not something I would like to see here. Okay, idea, I will close all the windows as we don't need them. Yeah, technical issues, classic, right? In the meantime, I need to start the actual VM. Terminal. Yeah, allow. Yep, this one. Okay, tunnel is set. And let's connect to the Windows machine. Oh, Ubuntu. Oh my god, that's Ubuntu. I think that's fine. Let's run IntelliJ Ultimate. I didn't run Linux for quite some time. I hope I won't forget anything, and I will not have to use terminal there. Okay, chat is not here. I'll send something to chat right now and see if anyone is seeing that, okay? To activate chat, please enable channels here. Oh my god, channels. Chat settings. That's not cool. Channels are on. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Why it happens to me? Really? Okay, I have no clue how to make chat working because Restream failed me, and that's pretty uncool not having you with me actually. Hey, are you there? Okay, I got a message from SKM20 from Twitch. Thanks for confirming that. Chat is ready to display messages, but okay. I got something. Hey, Minimail. Hey, Chris. How are you? Okay, YouTube also works, right? You can probably see that on the screen. That's great. The chat widget in OSB doesn't work. That's a bummer. Chat. Let me refresh that. Okay, 7 viewers. Okay, 3 streams. I apparently had to restart that. Good. Testing the extract. Thanks, Jason, for the message. Okay, all 3 platforms are working. Sorry for that. Sorry for those troubles. We are diving into the code. Okay, let's focus on actual work here. I will bring the checklist to-do list to the screen. Oh my god, make it small. Troubles. Because this is a full screen app. Okay, so I'll just do this and this. So let's pick the very first repository. For the record, I didn't check them before, so I have no clue what we are browsing here. I don't know if the code is malicious or what's going on. So let's get the repo from HTTPS because I don't have a SSH key here. Let's clone the repo. Okay. Obviously, trust the project. Here we can trust anything. Nothing will leak. All right. Also, that's a good thing that I will run it remotely in our secured VMs infrastructure because they have way better internet connection than me. And we will fetch, I bet, at least a dozen of IDEs. Because I doubt everyone is using exactly the same. Okay, it's importing the project, downloading something. We can go to the build tab to see what is exactly happening. So here, Gradle is resolving Gradle plugins that this project has set. Okay, this one is probably the IntelliJ platform because it takes a bit longer, but still fast, right? 2025.1. Okay. Whenever it's ready, we'll go to the build Gradle file. Now it's red, I guess. No analysis has been performed yet. Okay, as I know that chat is working, I would really appreciate if you just let me know from which part of the world are you, because, well, I'm streaming from Poland, Europe, and this information will also help me to adjust the streaming time. So if you're from the US and let's say major part of viewers will be in the US, I will move up my streams to a bit later hours than, I don't know, 2 p.m. my time, right? Okay, Portugal, great. So quite close, right? It's okay. This one says it's 1 p.m. but it's my 2 p.m. So yeah, in Portugal it's 1 p.m. I believe. I'm terrible in geography. Okay, that's the build file. Armenia, mean mail. Hey. Okay, Chris, sunny and dark right now, California. This time works well for me. Early bird to Thursday. Okay. And Germany. So my neighbors. Awesome. Okay, we are. Don't suggest. No, we don't need it right now. We have build Gradle file. So from the top, I wonder if okay, and if you if we are reviewing your code, just raise your hand so I will know that there is someone I can talk to give some specific advices, for example, the premium ones. Okay, and Japan, 10 p.m. here. Great, there. Okay, that's exciting. So, from the very top, this one is pretty outdated. So in the plugins block we have a couple of plugins applied. What we have here: Java, Kotlin, IntelliJ Platform, changelog. I'm also, well, you can also blame me for this one, but I think this turned out to be pretty useful Gradle plugin. Spotless and PMD, I don't know this one, and Shadow. PMD, what's that? Plugins Gradle org. PMD. That comes from Gradle, or what's that? No idea. The PMD plugin performs quality checks. I'll zoom it in for you. Quality checks on your project's Java source Java. Okay. Java source using PMD and generates reports from these checks. Okay. I never heard about that. But I'm not the Gradle power user though. Here maybe I'll just zoom in a bit. Or 150 probably is better. That's for plugins. This one requires to be updated for sure. And how to find the actual version? Well, you can go to GitHub, or again plugin Gradle.org, search for this plugin ID, and you'll see that the latest one is 2.13.1. So that's the very first change we have to apply here. That's okay. The changelog plugin is probably, I didn't release anything later. No. Let's go through each of them. 840. Okay, I'll note it. 840. To do bump to 840. PMD, this is a built-in, so you don't see any version here. So both Java and PMD comes to you along with Gradle. And the shadow plugin. 940. So same story. 940. Okay. Changelog. What is here? It's good that you're using providers. They are way better than working on actual, I don't know, strings. Oh my god. Okay. See, this is Ubuntu and different key map than I have. What Gradle introduced in 8.8 or 10, no idea, but what Gradle introduced is that instead of calling the .set setters on properties, so here you can see property of the string type. Now they simplified stuff and you don't have to call .set on properties, but use the actual assign character. So that makes the whole stuff a bit more clear, right? How many of them do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here as well. Okay, so select all occurrences. Let's make it like that. Oh my god, what is the oh no, I don't have my key map. Go to end. That's embarrassing. Okay. I have this weird keyboard with me and I got used to use it. I got used to it on macOS because I have some custom bindings there. And then they don't work here. They have pretty different actions by default set on Ubuntu. So let's go through each line manually. Remove this stuff. I hope we'll not have too many of those. Okay, I lost my mouse. Where is it? Scrolling is not perfect in VM. But those are issues we struggle every day, I believe. I mean, not every day, but every time you go to different environment and you get used to something is surprising you. Okay. Here, that was a pretty small change. That is increasing the general visibility of the code. After changelog, well, we're not going to discuss changelog because this is actually a good setup here. What are you scanning? It's scanning Gradle dependencies again, obviously. Okay. The path is accepting, okay, it's accepting strings, so the canonical path is expected here. Header path, regex, okay, item prefix, it's all good here. Repositories, so here we have our good old Maven Central, and it's Maven Central. It has almost everything we need, except stuff related to the IntelliJ platform. So this inner extension to repositories blog, so this one is different from the actual top level IntelliJ platform extension. This is focused on extending only the repositories section, and it provides you with the default repositories helper. That's the helper you need to start working if you go with the happy path. So here it's all good. We have dependencies block, implementation, test implementation. I will not update dependencies here because that may be a rabbit hole, and I'm not sure if there are any special cases in your project. So yeah, no go right now. Create providers, platform type, and platform version. It's good because thanks to the create helper, you can define the type and version of the IntelliJ platform you use for plugin development, yet in Gradle.properties file. And here we have IntelliJ community and 2025.1. Correct. It's all good. Bundle plugins, same, taken from the Gradle properties. Plugin verifier, zip signer. This is actually redundant because if you run plugin verifier task or the one for signing your plugin artifact, Gradle is referring to dedicated configurations that the IntelliJ Platform Gradle plugin is introducing, and the default latest versions of those dependencies are already there. So that's something we have introduced. I don't remember in which version, it doesn't actually matter. But helpers are still there in case you would like to specify any different version than the latest available. So here, okay, that's not here, you can pass 1, 2, 3 version, and from now on, when running the verifier plugin Gradle task, it will resolve plugin verifier library in that particular version, not the latest one available in Maven Central. So having the default versions like that, and accept. it goes to, okay. Well, it goes to some helper keyword calling the latest, called the latest. So what we can do right now is removing those two helpers because, as said, they're not useful at all. Okay, implementation, that's okay. Oh my god, I didn't do that. Okay, a bit higher. Ubuntu. No. Lower. My hands are here. Okay, this part I recognize from the plugin template, so this is exactly what we did there. Okay, it's, even though it's not explicitly marked as a project based on the plugin template, well, looking at the config, it is. So the config is good because I wrote it. Let's quickly IntelliJ platform. Okay, yeah. If you created project from the template repo, you'll see it generated from this legal annotation. And the proper way of creating the project out of this plugin template is using this green button. And here you have a create a new repository action. So this is the way to go, actually. Let's check the code here. And we'll compare it with the clipboard. Yep, the left one is the latest one from a GitHub. Okay, the scrolling is terrible. I will probably switch to Windows. That's a mess, really. I mean, Ubuntu. Terrible experience. No! Tell me, how can I, with arrows? It's lagging. Okay, here, as we can see, comments are removed. Idea version, signing. Signing should be okay. No, I'm sorry. I won't stand that, really. Let's kill this one because I'll quickly switch to Windows. Okay. VM setup. Let's use Windows Server. Done. Okay. Sorry for this Ubuntu stuff, but apparently I was checking something previously on Ubuntu, on Linux, and our tool just remembered this pick and suggested it as a default. from now on. Now let's get back to this one. Okay. While it's still booting up, okay, it's starting. Let's check what's in the code again via browser. Yeah, this scrolling is working perfectly. So sign plugin. Okay, the sign plugin is specified here in a tasks. So you are applying here properties directly to the task, not to the signing extension, which is better approach because we can additionally post-process that better and propagate those properties to necessary places if they are depend on each other. So here I would rather set this certificate chain etc. private key to those repos. No, let's do it like that. Okay. Let's get back to IDE. Okay. Git clone. IDEA vim. Okay, so again, what was the version 2.13.1 for this Gradle? Yeah, 2.13.1. 2.13.1. This one is good. We had this set stuff. Select. Oh my god. See, way faster that way. Probably I will stick to this setup here. So tasks sign plugin is on here, and we'll move this configuration back to the IntelliJ platform section. Publishing, plugin verification, and signing. Remove this. Okay, this else is pretty redundant. So signing, if chain is here, then do this, otherwise do that. It's all good, no else needed. Properties names are the same, so we don't have to do anything here. Spotless, PMD. That's okay. Tasks. Build searchable options. You are disabling here task directly. That should be done actually again from here. There is indicated property that is disabling build searchable options feature globally. Publish plugin. Okay, setting token that way is not okay, and you're actually doing that assignment twice. So publish plugin token. Okay, what's going on here? Environment. Okay, that's a good one. I mean, using providers, and that's not that good one. Let's remove it as the token is already set above. Here, setting tasks within the tasks, well, creating the custom task within the tasks block is not that clean, I would say. I know it's about tasks, but okay, I won't touch that. And what's happening here actually? Creating custom run tasks, that's a correct approach. So we are using val, the task name, variable name equals task name, that way, by intelligent platform testing, run ID, registering, and local path. So this is a path to the local local ID the developer of this plugin has already in their environment. So this will fail here for me. But anyway, the code is good. I see that I can spin up the VM based on Windows already. Okay, let's start IntelliJ IDEA. Yeah. Clone. Okay, that's HTTPS. Okay. Here we can trust this project. Come on. Zoom. Okay. Basically this setup is clean. Nothing surprising. Okay. Hello, IP. About that, Ian just joined us on X, and on Friday we're going to create a plugin for him. He's maintaining, he's creating a service that lets you create nicely looking snippets, code snippets, with a twist, so you can create more of them, connect with some arrows, make relationship, and produce a screenshot, enhanced screenshot that you can share in social media or blog post. he already created a plugin for VS Code. As far as I know, he's mostly right now web developer related to TypeScript, JavaScript, and so that's easier to create. With such skills, it's easier to create a plugin for VS Code based editors than JetBrains IDEs, because here we need to have this JVM skill. So I was asked, well, called by my colleague Jan Niklas, who, well, he didn't make any suggestions, but yeah, I got Nerd Snipe, and I'll create a similar plugin for JetBrains IDs this Friday. But yeah, I will announce that probably later today. When, what time, and share more details about this topic. Okay, let's get back to this story. Here we have Gradle still resolving something, but as you can see, scrolling is way more responsive on Windows. Okay, Gradle is here. I will paste. Okay, it's all good. So you can see all the changes we did locally there, and I will probably pick this approach because it's easier for me to in a safe mode adjust the codes there in my actual environment and just copy paste the result here to check if everything is still working. So I removed something. Okay. Set. Okay. See? I made a mistake here. Okay. Refresh that. It's still indexing. To verify if everything is working, I'll probably just run the build plugin task. That should already verify if the happy path is fine. Also, one note: whenever you bump the IntelliJ Platform Gradle plugin to 2.13.0, I have raised the minimal supported Gradle version to 9.0. So that may be a breaking change for some folks, but it's always good to have this wrapper up to date. Which is what? Which version of Gradle do we have right now? Mm-hmm. 941. 941. Okay, so that's not that far. What's up? Oh, I closed. Okay. 941. 941. So let's go here. Make it 941. I don't use CLI for that as I'm lazy. Okay, settings. Okay, I'm using HTTPS here, but I believe I can log into my GitHub. Version control, add account, login via. Okay, that will. Okay, let's use token. Generate. Okay, let's copy it here. Come on. Okay. Oh no. That's a bad idea. I need to hide this tab for a second. I can't show you this code, sorry. Okay. Yay. So that way we'll be able to send pull requests directly from VM. Okay. Let's run build plugin task. Yep, all is good. Distributions. Sandbox is here, sandbox is here. So that's another change. Okay, let's just commit that. Right, let's check what's here. We bumped this plugin version, switch from .set to simple assignment. We moved the signing stuff to the IntelliJ platform extension. Build searchable options set to false also went to IntelliJ platform extension. So we removed this stuff from here. The token set was done twice. Yep. Gradle. Revamp. I wonder. Okay, I'm terrible in Git. I probably should have create my own fork here, correct? And send this stuff to my fork and then send a pull request. Okay. Okay, what's that? CVE. Okay. There is a vulnerability here. As said, I'm not going to touch that, as projects dependencies versions are not something I want to touch here, but I will leave this note. Okay, push. Okay, the first repo is handled, but the next ones will take us way less time, I believe, right? Okay, the next one is Archetype Idea plugin from Jan Niklas, also made from the plugin template. So I doubt there's anything interesting here. Sorry, Jan. Git clone. Okay, I'll use that. Close project, clone repo, go. Trust. Okay. So this is purely based on the plugin template. Maybe just check if there is anything related to, well, if anything changed since Jan Niklas used the plugin template generator. Compare with clipboard. Contents are identical, so next. Really, there is no point to dive deeper because this is exactly what we have in the plugin template. So that went fast. Okay, that went fast. Okay, the X button is closing the whole IDE, not only the project. Next. Biome IntelliJ. What's that? Biome is a powerful tool designed to enhance your development experience. This plugin integrates seamlessly with many JetBrains IDEs to provide the following capabilities: see lints while you type, apply code fixes, reformat your code, automatically applying code fixes, and save. Okay. Let's get the source code into here. Trust, obviously. Okay, build file. What do we have here? Okay, this is also based on the plugin template to some degree. Slimmed a bit. So let's compare. Okay. plugin template. Let's compare the build scripts in the first place. Again, copy. Okay, the changelog plugin was removed. That's fine. Ignore that. Okay, that's better. So the left side is taken from the plugin template, and the right side is something you have set on your own. That's fine. We'll preview that in a second. Okay, same story as before. We can completely drop the plugin verifier and zip signer. For the record, that was a part of the plugin template a few months back. We simply remove them in later versions. So that's completely okay if you still have it. It's just redundant. Okay, changelog block, description, etc. is removed. That's fine. The until build. Okay. Okay, the channels. Let's apply this change, because probably you don't use channels different than the default one, channels for publishing your plugin. But if you will do that in the future, it's better to apply the fix we developed later. Changelog cover also dropped. Publish plugin depends on not useful as you don't have changelog plugin. Test, that's okay. And some more properties, JVM arguments passed to the run ID for UI test. That's all good. So let's check what is going on here. So we are using non-installer IntelliJ platform release here. What does that mean? The installers are IDEs that end users are using basically for their work. So whenever you are a developer, any developer, not plugin developer, but developer who is using our JetBrains IDEs, you download installer from the download site. This is exe or DMG or dargz or whatever, or zip, it doesn't matter. As soon as you extract or execute the binary, the ID gets installed in your environment, and this is the installer type of the IDE. When using the IntelliJ Platform Gradle plugin, by default we also use the same artifacts. So we use exactly the same IDE installers as our end users, just to make sure that what you develop here is working in the same way on your side as on their side. But installers are released, well, in a specific time frame, let's say like 2025.1, 2025.1.1.2, 0.3. That depends on the release cycle. And you are kind of limited here to EAPs that we are publicly releasing for end users. And if you want to be one step ahead of that, you are supposed to switch to non-installer releases that are published to a dedicated IntelliJ Maven repository. And they are non-installers, they are zip archives prepared for not a specific environment like Linux in this architecture or macOS for another architecture, but they are multi-OS zip archives, way bigger than those. They do not have JetBrains runtime bundled, so whenever you run, whenever you fetch such non-installer zip archive to your development environment, the IntelliJ Platform Gradle plugin is also next to the actual IntelliJ Platform archive, is downloading JetBrains runtime for you in relevant version. You don't have to care about that, because we have many versions of JPR as well. But under the hood, this Gradle plugin is resolving the version that is necessary to run this IDE you're going to use for development, to mimic the actual installer approach. So yeah, that's that. Use installer. So what is used here? The platform type, WS, platform version 2025.3. At this point, I would use installer version here, you know, but I will leave it. I will leave a comment here. Below line. What else do we have here? Since build until build. So again, which one? 2025.3. What I just remembered is also the verify plugin project configuration task. And this is a task that reviews, okay, you see, JetBrains runtime is downloaded here. This task, verify plugin project configuration, reviews your current Gradle setup for you. And exactly, since build is lower than target platform version, the since build is set to 251. That's too low. The since build is supposed to match your platform version. So why? Because you can't build something with a newer version and expect that it will still work in previous IDEs. Because if 253 is introducing new features and you use those features within your plugin, you can't mark this plugin as a compatible with older versions, because those features are not there. Simple as that. So here we have to set 253. Again, still, you can use for building the plugin the 2025.3.1 or 2 or 3, and keep the since build as 253, because we do not introduce any breaking changes between those minor releases. So 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, if you build with 0.3, the plugin should work on 0.1 as well. So no worry about that. Okay, question from Chris. If since build is supposed to match, why does the end user of the IntelliJ Gradle plugin need to specify both? Why does IntelliJ Gradle just not infer one from the other? That's a good question. We probably have to make it as a default. Well, or not. Well, we should. Noted, thanks. Okay, here I'll just refresh the Gradle build file. Run the task again. Okay. And also here we have the plugin since build, but the plugin until build is removed already from Gradle properties. Correct. So this one can be removed as well. You are setting here the until build to the undefined value, so the default one. And since 2025.2 or 3, I forgot, 2. The until build is already ignored, because in the current approach we mark all plugins that target newer IntelliJ platform releases as compatible by default with all the future version of IDEs. This is also why you should heavily rely on plugin verifier to make sure this is true. We run plugin verifiers on marketplace site, and we'll let you know anyway if something is off. But that way you will not have to release that many plugin versions that often anymore. So the until build property is now set to unlimited, and that's for the sake of well, everyone's sanity. Okay, as that biome IntelliJ. I don't know if we have anything else. Well, maybe Gradle. Okay, those are okay. 2.13.1, great, awesome. I'm happy to see the latest version here, and the wrapper is 9.3.1. Let's bump it. I don't know if you know about this little fact, but as soon as you, well, whenever you bump the Gradle wrapper version to something newer, you have to run the wrapper task twice to make the config aware. Okay, okay. My bad here. Yep, it's here. First to update the Gradle wrapper properties file, and then to update actual wrapper binaries in the project. Let me do the fork first. Okay, manage remotes. Okay, commit. Push. Okay, interesting. Provides transitive dependencies. And this is probably because you are using a fixed version here. Okay, I'll just leave a note. Push. No, let's make it a clean squash. Okay. And push. Great. Next one. We can close this one. This one. What do we have here? Okay. Is this 2026.1? You mean the IDE I use? No, it's still 2025.3 in my VM. Locally, I'm using 2026.2 nightly. Okay, the plugin from Chris, sample IntelliJ plugin. Sorry, I'll be back in a sec. Okay. Let's check what's here. Again, HTTPS, clone repo. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Build SRC. Okay, this may be interesting. I hope you will not surprise me with anything, Chris. I trust in your work. Oh no, something is not working here. JetBrains credentials doesn't exist. And it's .gradle, not .gradle KTS. Oh my god. Okay. What's that? Control Shift F. Yeah, on Windows it's not Command Shift F, but Control Shift F. What's that? Apply from. Is not CI. It's not CI, therefore it asks for this file. The below file should contain the below. Okay, that's related to plugin signing and publishing the token. Okay, I'll probably just copy paste stuff. Sorry for the cat, but he's detecting all the streams and tries to steal the attention. Where should I put this file? Here, apply from. Come on. Sorry. Okay. JetBrains. Or I will do that. And see what will happen here. We are not going to publish anything or sign anything. Okay, cannot get property. Okay, let's create this file anyway. JetBrains credentials.gradle. Where should I put it? Here? Probably yes. New file. Yeah, the cat is beautiful, but this is the only beautiful things in this little creature. As mentioned in the beginning, okay. Git root, I should create this file in git root. Okay. Let's move it there. As mentioned before, I went to the vet with my 2 cats and a dog, and the other pets got fascinated with no issues, and this little bastard just started scratching everyone and biting, and but he's beautiful, that's true. Chris, that was supposed to be a go in and go out project. That, yeah, just kidding. That's all good. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay. The ID is being downloaded. So what is happening here? We have the build Gradle file here, and it applies build standard JetBrains plugin build. Naming is hard. Build src. So here I believe, yeah, that's a composite build. Build standard JetBrains plugin build Gradle KTS. So we are applying this Gradle build file, which is a bit longer. Okay, this is going to be an interesting topic. Okay, here we are good. Gradle properties. Also some stuff here. No version catalog. Okay. So let's get back here. So the IntelliJ platform Gradle plugin is applied like that. The version is defined that way, as yeah, this is a composite build. So we are importing here Gradle plugins as regular dependencies and using them here. The version is already defined, so we are basically importing stuff as regular jars. And this is a similar story when I test the IntelliJ platform Gradle plugin locally. So in settings, Gradle KTS, I include build of the IntelliJ platform Gradle plugin. So I attach sources, and then in, for example, plugin template. When I want to run the plugin project against sources, I can skip the version part as well. So yeah, Java, IDEA, those are built-in Gradle plugins, so they do not need version by default. And here we are importing those Gradle plugins from Maven Central, specifying their versions here. 2.13.1, 2.5.0 are good. Let's go below. Let's go down. Repositories, Maven Central, IntelliJ Platform, default repos. Is snapshot. You don't need that anymore. As mentioned before, come on. As mentioned before, the plugin verifier and zip signer dependencies are available in the latest versions by default. They are set in the IntelliJ Platform Gradle plugin, long name, when applied to the project, is creating custom configurations, not interfere with your actual configurations like implementation, compile only, blah 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 blah. So there is a dedicated configuration per plugin verifier, per zip signer, also JetBrains runtime. And this new custom configuration is resolved when a custom tasks are being called, and they get some dependencies to build class path for them. I don't know if that makes sense. And when executing the run IDE task, for example, you still need to have JetBrains runtime to be in the class path or to be in the scope of your project. When building the plugin against installer, JetBrains runtime is already built in, so we know where it's located. But if running against EAP, so this multi-OS non-installer version, we need to download this JetBrains runtime still into our environment. So, but we know about the version that is supposed to be resolved thanks to this custom configuration, JetBrains runtime configuration. And before, to add a JetBrains runtime dependency into this custom configuration, we were using this JetBrains runtime helper. Now it's also done for you by default. So if you're not trying to resolve any specific JetBrains runtime version, but rely on defaults, you can skip that part as well. And here, and here we are still in the repositories block. Default repositories block, and the default repository. Come on. I know. Settings. IDE settings. Sorry for this. Oh, download sources. In settings, advanced settings, and build tools Gradle, there is this download sources checkbox, and if you make it checked, IDE should start downloading sources for you, sources for Gradle plugins or dependencies or IntelliJ platform. Okay, are you there yet? Download sources. Come on. What is going on? Please work. And there should be, this download sources button. Indexing. Okay, something happened. So again, here I discussed how dependencies for JetBrains Runtime Zipsigner and Plugin Verify work, but we are still in the repositories block. So you are applying here JetBrains Runtime's repository conditionally. Fuck, it doesn't work. I don't know what's going on. Let me just open my actual IDE. Okay, it's here. IntelliJ platform dependencies extension. No, repositories. IntelliJ platform repositories extension. Default repos. JetBrains Runtime repository is already within the default repositories group. So we can drop that because it's always there. And going back, going down to JetBrains Runtime dependency this time, same story. It's set by default, you don't need it. Plugin verifier, Zipsigner, same. What else? So use installer snapshot. Okay. I believe this can be simplified, but it's up to you. Okay, use cache. It's good to see use cache in the wild. So this is, well, basically all IntelliJ platform dependencies are resolved into the Gradle cache, and because they are not jars, they are extracted through dependency transformers also into Gradle cache. But there is some Gradle glitch which may cause extracting this dependency a bit way too often than you would expect, and because of that I've introduced a custom caching, and this ID goes into the IntelliJ platform /IDEs location. It's good for your health, for making everything more predictable, and you can specify this location even outside of the project in your home directory and share this location between different projects. So 2, 3, 4 plugins you develop will refer to exactly the same IntelliJ platform extracted archive. Okay, plugins, bundle plugins, test framework, it's all good. So we are reading optional dependencies from Gradle properties. That's all good. Java, idea, that's fine. Is not CI. Okay, we've been there. Resolve. Okay. IntelliJ platform. Let's hide it. IntelliJ platform block. Plugin configuration name. Okay, Chris. This use cache is one of my favorite settings. I have 10 plus plugins, so this can save a bunch of disk space by having them in my home tier. Exactly. I'm happy you like it. Name, version, description, change log, change notes. It's all taken from the plugin template. Let's just double check if nothing new was introduced here. Okay, providers, provider, plugin version. I'll not touch that. Yeah, seems good. Oh my god, no. Go away. Robot server plugin. Okay, I'll get to this later. Let's go from top to bottom. Okay, so it's all good when compared with the plugin template. So nothing missed your attention. Idea version, since build, until build. So again, until build is being ignored when you target 253. So here we can actually 2025.3.4. Here we can easily remove the until build. I'll send it to your with the pull request, but you can get it back. You can ignore that if your other plugins, for example, are still using older ID versions. But I would really remove this until build property right now. Okay, vendor signing, publishing, so it's okay. Plugin verification, okay, that looks interesting. Plugin verify mute plugin problems. Okay, so that I believe comes from Gradle props. Free arcs. Okay, so this is additional configuration for the IntelliJ plugin verifier to mute some errors or warnings reported by this tool. Get failure levels. Okay, Chris, I try to keep all my plugins on the latest IntelliJ release within 24-48 hours. Great. Okay. That looks good. Nothing to complain here about. Here you can swap that to the equals. Okay, we have just 2 places here, so oh my god. I'm gonna set. Yep. And here. And IDEs, same. You're creating IDs used for verification with the IntelliJ IDEA and platform version and recommended. Okay, that makes sense because recommended helper is taking into account all the latest IDEs, installer IDEs, installer variants, all the latest patches. So if you use 2025.1.1 as a target, plugin verifier will anyway use 2025.1.4 for verification. So here you are still using the exactly same target IDE for verification next to the recommended list. Okay, that's all good. Changelog, publish plugin. Okay, depends on print product releases. ECP. That's fine. Generate IDE versions list. What's that? Task to generate the necessary format for GitHub action. Okay. Let's see that format. Where is the output? In the file or? Okay, print product releases. So that's other task. Flat map. Environment, GitHub event name. Build directory. Build. IntelliJ platform plugin with. Okay, so this is basically type and version. How is that different from, because I don't remember, how is that different from the product releases output? I would use, okay, asthma wrote, I would use built-in file method instead of file. Yeah, that's a good hint. Thank you for that. Again, what's here? Idea IO. Okay, so this is the artifact. Okay, okay. Yeah. It's not a type, but okay, okay. Mm-hmm. Register. By the way, you don't need that. But okay. Generate version. Okay, what am I doing here in this actual print product releases task? I'm thinking right now how to make this 50 lines to print one. Yeah. I'm thinking right now how to make it a bit swifter. Because okay, question to Chris. For what do you use this task? So this task is basically printing the IDE releases based on some criteria like specific channels, specific types of the IDE, since build until build. So there is also a range. So it's the intelligent platform Gradle plugin task called print product releases is printing all IDEs that are basically used for plugin verification, and they match your since until range. They match the intelligent platform type you use for building the plugin, and considers all available product release channels. And Chris's task, as he just wrote, is taking this list, changing the format from type version to types file name version, and passes that to GitHub action. So this GitHub action can execute the plugin verification on its own. And 50 lines of code is way too much for this simple transition, let's say. So instead, I would... Okay, product releases, that's convention. Instead, okay. Register foo, because naming is simple. So as soon as we call foo, we'll run actual print product releases task. But okay, task action, and the task action is to print stuff. And here in product releases, we have a list of IDEs. So do last, take these product releases, lines, no, okay, I need to get it. Get lines. No. Come on, what's that? Okay, because this is a string. Okay. So this is a string. Right? List of string. Okay. Gosh. Okay. So that's already map. And here notation. Parse ID notation. Yep. So here we have val type version. And we can do here type installer group ID. Okay, again, what was, yeah, that was the one. I'll just double check. Maven, no, idea, ICIU, so that's not group but artifact ID. Artifact ID. Let's assume it's there. Version. Okay. Environment, GitHub event name. Include the versions specified in output writer. me try to. Okay, and that's as file to file. What was that? Get for sure. So that's a regular file. No. And now as file. Right, text content. Okay, we have more. So probably something from here. Include the version specified in Gradle properties. Okay. Environment. Okay, what's again? What's that for each version? I don't get it. Plugin verifier ID versions. What's that exactly? That's a list of versions, right? Yeah. Oh my god, where am I? Include the version specified in Gradle properties. Okay, so include. We want to include them. Only add. Okay, so no. Let's remove that. I misunderstood that a bit in the beginning. So only add latest EP snapshot during scheduled runs. Equals environment. Okay, print product releases, that's clear. And okay, that's clear. And print verifier ID versions. Again, I need to take a look at this. Okay, basically I need to extend this simple list, the content list, with what we have there. Okay, but I will do that out of the stream because I need to wrap up. My family is getting back. I already heard them arriving, so forgive me for keeping you waiting for this little change. I just got hooked. Okay, let's skip that part and check the other stuff. The Java compile, it's all good. Run ID for UI tests also. And this latest version. Which is set by default. Latest version constraints. So you don't actually need to specify that, as this is a default parameter. Okay, I think that I'll do the commit a bit later. I mean in an hour or something. Still, our list of plugins is pretty long. We covered 4 plugins today. The other one, probably because of all the introductions and this around. Next ones, I think we can cover next week. Probably the same time, so Tuesday, 2 p.m. European time, Central European, CET, 10 a.m. right, 8 a.m. ET. I will keep you posted about that. This evening I will most likely announce the other stream I will run this week, which is the plugin I'm going to create on Friday afternoon. Plugin created from scratch to grab a bit of code you've selected in the editor, send it to some API. So I'm most likely use Ktor here, Ktor client inside the IntelliJ plugin. So some async stuff will be involved, etc. Auth is supposed to be a token based, the token that you will just specify in plugin settings. So no rocket science. And one action to show input into which you'll just put your comment and send to the API. That's the initial idea for what we agreed on with Ian. Check my social media profiles, follow me, etc. Click like, subscribe. You know the drill. Okay, I hope you'll join me next time, this Friday or next week on the second part of this Gradle revamping story. Let me know how it went. I hope you liked it.